I stopped it and I went live again. Hopefully it doesn't like kill my stream or anything. Hi, Jeff. Okay, I think that's fine. I can have these ready. Maybe deliverables here and my reel there. And I'll delete the Streets of Iron. I'm working on my thing right now. Ooh. I think it did count it as 2 separate streams. Okay, let me see if I can delete this one. God have mercy. Oh well, we'll just make do with it. It's fine, it's fine. Okay. 15 minutes. I don't know if everyone will be able to make it. We'll see. I'm gonna send this message again. Alright, Jeff, how do I look? Do I look ready? Hello! How are you? Did you have work today? I'm trying to remember if you did. Also, could you Discord DM me and let me know? I totally forgot to do this before the last stream. Which name you would prefer me to call you by on stream. I had Quayon tell me he preferred me calling him Quayon. So if you want me to call you Foreshadowing, I totally can. I totally understand if you like a preference, or if you have no preference, that's totally fine as well. Just let me know. I want to... Okay, cool. Just want to make sure before I upset people by calling them the wrong name. And you did have work today. Yay! Stacking cups is my favorite thing to do. Too soon. Probably too soon. Making drinks for angry people. Grumpy people. Very too soon. You missed a wild stream yesterday. We got feet pics in the chat. It was whack. Very, very whack. Yeah. Yeah, it was a roller coaster. But I got 2 gifted subs out of it. It was fine. Jeff was there. It was not my feet pics. But yeah, I got 2 gifted. We played Chef Squad, which is super duper fun. I highly recommend you join in. Love it. And then we also played like afterwards, after like 2 hours of Chef Squad, Jeff and I played Lego Star Wars, which he is a god at, but I was like, I want to play. Hi Caitlin, are you ready? We got 15 minutes. Are you back home? Ooh. I was saying this earlier, but I have emotes that I've been making that are Thesis related. You're driving. Oh my god. Do you think you'll be home by in 15 minutes? Or 10 minutes, I guess. Fingers crossed. Yeah, but I have emotes that are Thesis characters that I'm working on, and I'd love to include them. I wanted to have them ready for the stream, but they weren't going to get approved in time, so I was like, you know what, like, I'll just wait, and then you guys can let me know if you want that. If not, totally fine. I might put them in the Discord, I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to get some feedback on that. Okay, so my plan is to send you guys the YouTube link, and then you'll watch it on your own, so then in case there's like sound or whatever, like sound issues, it'll be perfectly synced on your end. And then I'll just send the link in the chat, you'll click on it, we'll watch at the same time, and you can mute my stream. I'll probably mute myself as well, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. I have a lot of people coming to the YouTube one. I like people, like Brazilian people, family friends, people that grew up with me, like knowing that I was a kid, like knowing me as a kid and stuff. So I don't know if, like, I would recommend that everyone stays as family friendly as possible. So I'm trying to have I have my streamer persona, which is more accurate to like my personality, but right now I'm putting on like my business persona, because I don't know if they'll come over to Twitch as well and you know, partake in the Q&A, but rather be safe than sorry. I know that like Jeff's brothers are coming, my kindergarten teacher. You're not the one I'm worried about. You are not the one I'm worried about. But yeah, I have to be very like strict about what I'm saying and all that. So I will be keeping a very close eye on the YouTube to answer people's questions there if they have any. Yeah, we got 4 people waiting. I know it's not. Let me scroll up. We got 4 people waiting. 10 more minutes. I have a 5-minute like countdown on my thingy, so I'm like a little excited for that. It's kind of cute. Gio! What's up, Gio? Thank you for the follow. Hello. Oh, yes. Wait, I'm leaning the wrong way. Ta-da! It's beautiful. I know. Thank you so much for following. Do you like my little Animal Crossing follow notification? It's cute. I like it. Oh, okay. I have my like stuff here in case, because I'm actually gonna send it to a few recruiters, like the link. I was gonna send it to them for them to tune in tonight. Oh my god, I got a marketing internship. I think I talked about the interview like a few weeks ago, but I got the marketing internship over the summer, and I was telling my boss about it, and she was like, oh my god, like I'd love to see your thesis. I'm like, oh, well, I'm premiering like on next Friday, and she was like, oh, I'd love to come, and I'm like, okay. So she'll probably be in the chat too. Yeah, let me put this link. That should be the right link, I hope. So the plan, just to reiterate, because we are getting closer to the time. Oh my gosh, we have 11 people here. Hello everyone. I'm Elephantastic, also known as Julia. I just graduated from my university. This is my capstone thesis film we'll be watching in about 10 minutes. I totally forgot what I was saying. I got sidetracked. Oh, the plan. So the plan is that we're all gonna watch the thesis on our own computers. We won't be watching it through the stream, so I'll mute myself and you can mute the stream if you want to triple check that all the sound won't be like playing double. And then we'll watch on YouTube together, and then we'll come back here. We can watch it again if you want, and then we can do some like Q&A. I'll like scroll through it, I'll pause in certain moments, I can talk about it. Prepare your questions, I have answers. It has been a pain working on this film, don't get me wrong, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. But oh my god, has it been a pain, because there's been so much work going into it. Like, at one point, I didn't leave the house for like 2 weeks. It was horrible. Hello, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And yeah, it was really difficult to find time to leave the house just because there was so much demanded of me from the film. So, kind of difficult to balance that, but it's alright. Let me... Annie Yang? Oh, sorry, I just exposed your name. Oh, sorry. Don't worry about it. There's like no one watching. Annie, what's up? How are you? Tuning in. I'm not taking notes. Oh, lordy. Okay. Hello. Oh, hello, Aiden. Again. I'm gonna refresh. Just make sure I'm all ready to go. Oh my gosh, it's almost time for the countdown. Oh, I'm so nervous. Man. I don't know why I'm very nervous about it. I am just, I don't know. I think I put a lot of work into this. It has been blood, sweat, and tears. As you can tell from the title of the film, it is about harmony. And maybe this is for the Q&A, but I can say it now. When I was presenting about it, we had over a year ago. I did. How do I swipe to allow? Oh, I can be a mod on my phone. That's cool. Yes, it is my baby. But when we had to present ideas to our class, I was, I originally had a Brazil idea that I really wanted to do that was really cool. And then I also talked about a harmony thesis that I wanted to do. And I started crying and I felt so embarrassed. But a lot of people were just like, that's the one you have to do. You feel passionate about it, you gotta do it. At DMAC, yeah, so Tuesday is the actual presentation and screening for everyone. Hi, Dad. Abby is in the chat saying hype. So the Tuesday is the actual screening, the premiere, but it's very closed off. It's supposed to be very limited family and stuff. So I'm just gonna stream it on YouTube. A lot of the people that I want to see my film are Brazilian anyway, so I don't know. I don't know why they're free. I guess it's because it's the first thesis screening that is in person for since a while, so they expect a lot of people. Have you shown the movie to the professors? Professors have seen it. The school has not. So the school thesis is next Tuesday, or Tuesday the 9th. And yeah. What happened to my premiere countdown? I had a countdown that was supposed to go on. That's okay. We'll count down together. When I did my thesis, when I was choosing topics, the one I felt most emotional with and was worried about being too emotional about to be, good. Yeah, ended up being the best possible. I think if you don't care about your thesis pitch or idea, you will struggle to finish it. So I'm very grateful that I ended up choosing this idea, but at the same time, there were days that it was very difficult to get through it, and just talking about my film, I would just start crying, and it was a great way for me to handle my grief. But yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay. So the premiere starts in basically 4 minutes now. So I just want to reiterate what the plan is. I will be streaming here, but on YouTube, you will once it turns 7 o'clock, we will all go back to YouTube and we'll watch it together. You're gonna mute the stream, that way you don't have any sound problems. We'll all watch it together, and then we'll come back, talk about it, rewatch some points, do a Q&A, and yeah. I need a water checkpoint. God. Can I redeem water checkpoints for myself? Streamer mic, it's got the LEDs, bro. I don't know at all what it, actually, wait, I think it's called Hyper Squad X or something like that. I got it from Target. Another water checkpoint. Posture check. Come back to Chapman. I'm outie, bro. but you're welcome to visit me. I'll be here in Garden Grove. It's okay. It's okay. It's also on my website. It's okay. I could say Garden Grove. I was like, oh no. Not that there's anyone watching my stream who doesn't already know me. Yeah, after finals you can visit me. I'm sure they're hectic for you. Miss Official Major. Let me write. Welcome everyone. You're here as well. Hello, hello. I don't know if I can call you by your real name. Hello. Hi, Jeff. Prayer to those still. Yeah, for real. Thoughts and prayers. James. Hello, hello. 60 seconds. Where is my premiere countdown? What happened? Bruh, final. For real. I can't even imagine. I guess I'll refresh it. Alright, I will pause my music. And, alright, 60 seconds. It's the fight. I don't know if I'm allowed to sing that. I might get copyright strike. Okay. Everyone, if you want, you can mute the stream. I will mute myself, and we can go over to YouTube and watch. I will see you there. I hope you enjoy. You know what I just realized? I'm wondering if it's gonna start doing the 5-second countdown at 7. I know no one's listening to me right now. That's gonna be real embarrassing. I thought I planned it correctly. I mean, I learned. Hello, Quayon. We're gonna watch the stream over on YouTube if it starts playing. Watch it start doing the 5-second countdown. I'm stuck in ads. Lol, Bia. Yeah, we'll find out together. If it starts playing, everyone mute me. But I'm really worried it's gonna start doing the countdown. Jembaka's here. Hello, hello. Oh. Ah, it's doing the countdown. Are you joking me? Extending a 5-minute countdown to get some last minute people ready. I can turn it off. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn it off. Started? What do you mean it started? It started for you? I'd be confused. Premiere. Edit video. Premiering. I don't think I can change it now that it's already started. Oh, there's countdown music? Hold on. Wait. I picked my favorite one. I thought this one was cute. Bars. Right, isn't it cute? I thought it was a cute little theme. Caitlin pulled over. Caitlin, please. Caitlin, you got 3 minutes. Run. Get home. Oh my god, that's funny. Well, we get to sit through the cute little countdown bar. Ooh. Okay. Traffic was awful. Didn't make it home. That's okay. It's okay. You can stay here. Oh. Bia. Bia. It's gonna come up on screen, don't worry. Bia, thank you for the 5 gifted. That's so cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I love it. Why isn't it coming up on my camera? Or my screen? What the heck? What the heck? I'll drink some water. Y'all drink water too. We got 2 minutes, 40 seconds. There we go. Sheesh. Hey, Geo got subbed. Let's go. Flex. Thank you, Bia. Oh, it's gonna do it for each one. Oh, I forgot about that. You're second now. Quayon, you. Where's that Navy money, man? Topics, please. Dad, you should use your Prime sub. You got 2 minutes. Paying tuition. Alright. Don't turn this into a competition. I won't be for. Let's get the hype train going. Minute 45. Minute 45. Minute 45. Minute 45. Looks like a 7 when it's angled like that. You doubt how much money I'm willing to spend. I do. Spent $10 for a chance to see some toes. I hope you were not disappointed. Alright, does everyone have the link? I hope you have the link. Everyone, let me know if you have the link in the chat. Or go type it in the YouTube. 1 minute! My grandma's in the chat. Hello! Yay! 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. It's part of the premiere music. I set it up. I know, it's a vibe. I picked this one, I was just like, this is great. Oh, she's not on Twitch, she's on YouTube. I wish, bro. Oh, other people on the YouTube, how cool. I know. Not Cribs. What do you mean? Incoming #1 Spotify stream sub. Okay, 15 seconds. Everyone mute me. Go watch on YouTube. Love you. Have fun. Thank you for clapping, Jeff. Gotta delete this. Bruh, it's too long. Hold on. Okay. Let me send it as 2 separate messages because it's being a little meanie. There we go. Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I will say that the movie quality went down a lot. Oh, hold on. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a lot of work. Like a lot of work. Let me pull up the video. Let me just do a display capture. Oh, I hope it doesn't do this. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Wait, I'm figuring it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I'm trying to get my video to show up right here, but it's being a little bit difficult. So give me a moment. The quality did go down a lot on YouTube. It was definitely not like that. It was supposed to be 4K. Aw, I miss Harmony. Me too. Oh, is it now not fuzzy? Wait. So for the premiere it was bad. Bruh. Alright, well, I guess for the premiere it's lower quality, but now it's a lot better. Aw, great. That's so sweet. Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, Vava's crying. Oh. Thank you. A lot of love went into this film, as you can probably imagine. Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you're new here to Twitch, if you make an account, you can follow me. I would appreciate that. That would help me with my streaming. If you have Prime, Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. I highly recommend it. It helps me out. It'd be a great grad gift. I know. I always cry. I always cry at the credits when they show Harmony. Yeah. God. I think it seems fine. Okay, so if you have questions, feel free to start asking them. The music is all composed by my fantastic composer Courtney. Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate it. She pulled this out last minute, and I think it was so good. Like, she made this in a month. I was like, wow. Thank you so much. I love the cues it hits. I think it's a really good, like, emotional piece as well. It fits the entire film very well. All of the different software that I used is listed down here. So we got Mixamo. So I did a little bit of oh my gosh, motion capture with my characters, and all of the characters are modeled and rigged and animated by me. So it definitely took a lot more work than you may think just looking at it. Yeah, motion capture, which is really cool. Storyboard Pro is the next one, so I did all my storyboards in that program. Maya, yes. Unreal Engine 5, Houdini, After Effects, Premiere, Arnold, Renderer, Blender, CGTrader, Substance Painter, Photoshop. Yeah, what's your question, Bia? You can just ask. You don't even need to say, oh, I have a question. You got it. Go ahead. Yeah, so I have plays things. I thought it was cool how the film looked realistic animated, not like Disney animated. Yeah. I was aiming for that. I wanted the characters to look more cartoony because it's, it's supposed to be like a lighthearted film that's something like, is like characters and all that. Why did I choose the animation style? So yeah, I wanted the characters to be not super realistic. I like the lighting and the different objects to be super realistic, but I like the characters to be more cartoony to like contrast that. And then I wanted the animation style to also be more realistic, just because I wanted it to be something that people could relate to and could feel like themselves in that position and be like, yeah, I have lost a dog or a pet before, and like when someone introduced someone new into my life, like a new creature, I just really didn't want to love them. Like, how could you just like replace that old love? I really love the quote that I included at the end. Grief only lives where love did first. Her love is still inside your heart and is reborn in the form of new love. Yes, if you want to watch it again, just go to YouTube, replay it. We can watch it again right now if you would like. Yeah, the bedding. Let me see if I can find a good shot of it. Everyone's on the site right now. For the bedding, like I wanted it to be very pretty. Make me makes my first dog. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Did you always know you wanted to be a no talking film? Yes, and a big reason for that is that I believe that the most powerful of human emotions don't need to be conveyed through words, but rather through actions and emotions, and I think the story is something that's more universal. I also have a family in Brazil, and I wanted it to be something that they could understand without, without having to try to translate everything at the time. So I wanted it to be something that would be understandable for anyone, anywhere, regardless of their language. So I think I'm gonna pull up let me see if I have it. Oh, so cute. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Ignore my Mr. Fruit stuff everywhere. Let me just real fast pull up YouTube. Try to read the yellow sticker in the box. The sticker says, I know you can't read it. Some sunshine for your life, smiley face, mom. Her mom is the one who delivers the box, and then she just kind of like bounces out, and she's like, all right, bye. And I wanted it to be kind of comical in that way, where she just kind of like drops off a dog, and she's like, here you go. And the girl's just like, what? Like, she can't go and return it because the mom already leaves. And yeah, and I actually had my mom ask me this. She asked about the color of the ghost dog. It was supposed to be yellow because of the candle. There's like Brazilian superstition that when you light a candle on certain days, it attracts the spirits of those from beyond. And I wanted it to seem like Harmony's ghost was summoned by her lighting the candle. So that's my goal. All right, let me see if I can pull up. Here we go. All right, so we're going to watch my original storyboards. The original version of the movie was 4.5 minutes long. Very different. You do that for your mom. Yeah, I just wanted that to be integrated into that. Yeah, it's like a minor thing that people wouldn't really notice. There was a lot of stuff that went behind the scenes for this film. As we watch these storyboards, I can also talk about that. So it was, a much longer film. But my scope had to shorten it quite a bit. What happened to the extra minutes? Like, honestly, it was just the fact that I needed to cut it shorter for the amount of animation work that was going into it. It's easier to animate hair when it's in a bun than when it's down, because I would have had to do like hair physics, and God forbid. I also at this point hadn't considered what it would look like as a I agree. No, I hadn't considered what it would be like to actually produce this in in Maya or in some other engine. So when I actually started doing that, a lot of the camera angles weren't, possible. And I don't know, things just didn't look good. So I was just like, you know what? Like, I gotta cut some stuff out. Like, this whole shot, originally when he came out of the box, he was gonna start eating her sandal. She would, like, nudge him a bit with her foot. And then he would look down at her feet. His eyes would start, like, and then he'd jump. He'd start pouncing. And he'd start, like, grabbing her feet. And she's like, no, stop it. Don't touch my feet. And then she gets all angry. She snaps at him. He stops. And then he grabs her foot again. And at this point, she's so annoyed. And then I had a little montage sequence of the things that the dog has done. So the toilet paper everywhere. He starts walking around with a little box on him. Playing tug of war with the sandal. He really likes this sandal. You'll see a lot of these, like, shots just got, like, manipulated and changed into, like, a new version. This is a sequence that you have not seen before. She looks over at the box that had her old dog's items. She walks over, then she comes back, and she has a bandana that is originally the old dog's. She tries to put it on the new one. He's, like, refusing, and he, like, walks away, and at this point, she just kind of, like, admits defeat, and then she looks back at the candle. I know the sandal's taking L's, bro. She looks back at the candle. She walks over. Then she starts lighting it. And I wanted this to be a much more, like, intimate sequence where she, like, lights it, places the image. It ended up being not as intimate of a scene, which is fine. But I was still okay with it. I love this shot. I wish I had made this shot. Totally fine that I did it. Then the ghost dog gets summoned. Thank you, Gio. Have a good one. I hope to see you soon. Ghost dog gets summoned, walks over, or hovers over. She snaps at him, at the old dog, or new dog who keeps barking. As you might have noticed from the film, the girl cannot see the ghost dog and can only see the ghost dog in the light of the new dog, the puppy's eyes. And I made that an important distinction just because it's not that the ghost has, is in this puppy's spirit. It's just like she's there. I also really like this originally where she's like reaching for the ghost and she's like starts sobbing. She's like, I can't do any of this, and then the other dog crawls into her lap and she picks him up, and then cute. Oh, yeah. Another minute of movie. Oh, I also like this really cute credit. So originally I wanted it to be, like, in the future, like, months later. She opens the curtains, the light's flooding into the room. She beckons the dog who's over there, and he's like, wagging his tail. He's like, wah, 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 wah. And then he comes running over, and then he jumps on his bed. She reaches into her drawer. She grabs a ball. She chucks the ball. He goes running after it. And then she reaches back into the drawer, and the picture of the old dog is still there. She sets it back down, hears the dog barking, runs after him, and then we get a close-up. It's a chicken, not a ball. You're right. But I don't want to throw a chicken over. I'm good. And then we close on the final title. And so that was the original storyboards. Definitely a little different, but the main thing about this one is that it was supposed to be the 5 stages of grief. So we had the depression at the beginning, we had denial, where she gets this dog. She's like, what the heck is going on? And then she gets angry at him. She's like, you're pissing me off, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes into bargaining. She's like, please take this bandana. I really want you to just become this old dog. I need you to be this old dog. I miss him. And then and then afterwards she has her depression moment and then acceptance. And that was the original plan. I had to cut out the bargaining stage for time. I gotta head out now. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being able to join in. I know I tried to keep it short, a little 3 minutes, so thank you so much for visiting. I really appreciate it. How'd you come up with the title? Do you consider the film to be from the old dog's point of view? That's a great question. I wanted it to be more from the girl's point of view, but I think as the film, as I made it, it definitely turned into more of the new dog's point of view, actually, I would say, just because he's the one who could see the old dog, but you could say it's the old dog's point of view. I originally called it Love Harmony because I actually, after Harmony passed away, she passed away September, I think it was 26th, and about a week later, it was very close to my birthday, and my mom wrote a letter as if it was from Harmony. I'm like tearing up. And essentially it said like, I'm so proud of you, and like stuff like that. And it finished with Love Harmony. And that meant the world to me. And I really wanted my thesis to be something where it's like, she's saying, thank you, I'm proud of you, and, you know, like, here you go, love me. Thank you.
Everyone send virtual hugs.
Thank you. I don't know, it was a really great film. Oh, wait, my dad says hi.
Hello.
Thank you, Caitlin, I appreciate it. Dad, I know you asked earlier about an extra minute of film. Well, just looking at, like, this sequence probably wouldn't take too much animating, so, like, that would be more manageable. But to animate this whole section, a pain. Oh my gosh, so I actually started animating this scene. It was originally supposed to be in my film, and it was rough, horrible. I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, it is so difficult. It was just very complicated to animate. The characters had a very hard time. It was just like the girl. It was basically the girl's body. She wasn't moving correctly. I had a lot of problems with the rig in this specific shot, and I was just like, I have to scrap it. Like, I'm wasting a week working on one shot. And there were a few days where I would get like 8 shots done in one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, amazing. And then other days I'd get 1 or even like a quarter of one done, and call that good. So definitely like a mix, I would say. Thank you, I appreciate it. I also have the pre-visualization version, which this was actually done in Maya. So this is what originally it looked like. I was going to make the film in Maya, and these models were done by me, and it was just brutal. It was not great. Like, I had so many problems with Maya rendering, and I just like hated it. I was like, oh my god, this is not going to work. So a couple seconds later, it changes back into Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine was a lifesaver. It cut like 5 months of work into like a minute. And so a pre-visualization version of the film is basically like what it would look like, where the cameras would be, where would the characters be. A lot of the movements, as you can tell, like, aren't correctly animated. So there's the original shot that I was going to do. And then, and I did very basic, like, motion capture there without any tweaks and stuff like that. So you'll see, like, her hand is clipping through the phone. There's a lot of, like, you know, it looks wrong. You could tell. You could, like, look at it and be like, oh, something's off about that. But it's more for, like, placement and for me to get a visual idea of what the film was supposed to look like. And yeah. Oh, you got a Panera ad? That's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's the pre-visualization, and that's my film. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat. I really appreciate everyone being here and all of that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Can make an Instagram reel so I can share on my story. I can put something together. Yeah, I'll probably post it on my Instagram, and you can share it from there. But I don't know, I'll throw something together the weekend. And then lastly, what I wanted to share, this is my animation demo reel. I won't show all of it, but so I wanted to show this beginning part. Also, the music is a jam, just saying. Love the lighting of the candle. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Unreal is fantastic. I loved using Unreal. These characters right now that I'm showing are in Maya and rendered out through Arnold. So here's what the rig looks like. And basically, for anyone who doesn't understand animation terms, a rig is a skeleton. And if you want your character to be able to move, I know, it's a banger. If you want your character to be able to move and to express themselves, they need a skeleton. And rigging is the hardest part of animation. And people may disagree with me. I don't care. Rigging is the hardest. So many things go wrong. Big fan of bones. Okay. All right. You do you. A rig in animation has like so many little things that you have to remember to add. Like every single joint in her finger has a node. I'm trying to like explain it in like more general terms. Her skeleton has two different systems. One where like if you move the head, her body will move with it. And then she has another system where like if you move the head, it'll like very little move the body. It's a whole thing. Were you able to take the models from Maya to Unreal without having to rebuild the models from scratch? Yes. I was so fortunate with that. I did have an issue though. So the dog, no problem. I was able to bring the animations into Unreal, and it was a very cool feature where if you wanted to bring, you could basically drag and drop animations from Maya into Unreal, and you could customize them. It was such a cool feature. I'm like, this is incredible. Like, why isn't everyone using Unreal? The girl had a lot more issues, probably just because her skeleton and her geometry are way more complicated, and I ran into way more issues trying to, rig a human. So for her, I had to export all of her animations as something called an alembic cache. So basically it saved the like polygons moving around, and then I had to put that video into Unreal. It was a whole thing, but I didn't have to remake the model. I just had to like find my way around it, and it ended up working out, but it was just so rough. It was just like a pain. Yeah, hands are the hardest in drawing and also in animating and rigging. And this is like her rendered out version in Arnold. And actually, originally, I wonder if I have the character model sheets. I might still have access to those. But basically, I had like 3 different outfits for her in the original version. Way too difficult to do that. So I'm like, you know what? One outfit's fine. So I stuck with this outfit. It's supposed to be more of like she's reserved, she's wearing baggy clothes to kind of hide her vulnerability. And then if we continue, this is the dog, and here's his rig. So a lot less things that you have to control for him, but you also have to remember like a dog's skeleton is very different from a human. So if you put the bones in the wrong section, the arm would bend weird when it was lifting up. The shoulder would like pop in a different direction or bend into his body if you don't do that right. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into like the behind the scenes of animation that a lot of people like don't understand. I don't know what my favorite process is. Were there templates for the rig motion for a typical human? Yes, however, regardless of if you have a template, it will need a lot of tweaking. Unreal has plenty of those. I've heard good things about the Unreal ones, but I've also only seen tutorials where they use Unreal models to use, like, they only bring in Unreal models and then put Unreal rigs on them. Like, I haven't seen someone bring in a personal model and then put an Unreal rig on them. So I'm not sure if it still works. I've heard great things about Unreal, though. Maya doesn't have them on their own, but you can get different plugins that will have those templates. So I was using Advanced Skeleton as well as Human IK, which is the motion capture device. So it was helpful, but there's so much tweaking that you still have to do, like especially for the face rig. Let me see if I can pull up my deliverables. Okay, this is already here. So this image is what it looks like when you're pulling up the face rig. So this is what making a face rig looks like. And I know it's like kind of a funky picture, it looks kind of weird, but basically you have to mark where the forehead is, where the eyebrow begins, where it ends. Ooh, my voice is cracking. The area around the eyeball, because that moves when you blink. The eye is probably one of the hardest things for you to do because the blinking needs to not stretch the skin. Stuff for nostrils, cheeks, ears, the jaw, as well as the mouth. I had tons of problem. She tried teaching me, and even now I'm still confused. I was thinking there might have been anchors to help you along if your skeleton was similar to the templates. Yeah, so I didn't use like a template for like the face rig. I used like, they had images that I had to like kind of base it off of, which is basically just a tutorial, not a template. So take from that what you will. But this is what was wrong at the beginning when I first finished my rig. It might be hard for you to notice, but this is the middle of the model, and the bottom lip was not coming to the middle. And I could not for the life of me figure out what was wrong. And I ended up finding out that, if you see this one line, this is the middle, and it was just using this point for whatever reason instead of this middle line. And I just could not fix it. Could not. I watched videos. I had my professors try to help me. No one could fix this problem. And I was like, what is happening? I don't understand why this isn't working. I ended up having to go back. Oh, so here's a good example. So apparently this middle line would only come up like into the back of her head. And then there was a new middle line from the bottom all the way up to her lip. Bad lip surgery. God. Sure, is character, but basically the face rig wouldn't work unless she had a symmetrical line down the middle, which sucks. Sucks so much. So basically I had to retopologize my character, which is, if you see all those little squares on her face, I had to fix them. So then there was a middle line, and that was a pain, an absolute pain. It's so much goes into rigging and modeling that people don't even know about. Like, it is a hassle to say the least. Yeah, and then let me show you the dog. And so here's him with the lighting. Funny story about the new dog that comes. I had actually created the idea for this dog to appear as kind of like, face model is very detailed, more than I thought it was. Yeah, very detailed. It doesn't look that detailed on screen. You also won't be able to see all of the little details when you like look at it from further away, but right up close, yep, you'll see things. But for the dog, I originally created this story where I wanted this new dog to come into her life and kind of mess things up, and she has to learn to love a new dog. And I kid you not, my mom ended up getting a dog like a month later, and she was like, you know, I would like some name suggestions. And I'm like, well, that's really funny, because in my film, I was thinking of having a Yorkie too, and I named him Coco. And my mom's like, I like the name Coco too. And so Coco actually came after my thesis started. But I really wanted to get like a lot of his little behaviors in, so I had my mom actually act out one of the shots for me, this final shot where she holds him. I know, and plus the A. I actually had my mom take a quick picture with Coco for this shot, and then I modeled or animated it based off of that. So there was a lot of reference shots as well. You didn't know about the story, yeah. There was a lot of like reference and behind the scenes stuff that went for this. So like there's a video out there of me going like and then there's so many other things. This one's actually like a quick little minor detail. So Coco was actually brought into the family on April Fool's, or I met Coco on April Fool's, and I actually thought it was an April Fool's joke. So I wanted that to be something included here in the montage sequence. So she wrote like, new dog, and then she took a Polaroid picture. You brought him home April 1st. Okay, great. So perfect. And then he already spills his food on April 1st, and the food's all over the floor. I actually did this using a Maya simulation. So I just got little circles and I painted them brown. I painted them brown, and then I used the MASH network, which basically just creates multiple instances of whatever object you just made, and then you can like spread them around randomly. And then I created like a gravity thing, so then they would fall from their pile, and then they would spread out, and then I stopped it on that frame, exported that object, and then brought it into Unreal. So something that seems small, but it was actually like a lot of steps behind the scenes. As we continue, this one is about a week afterwards, 1 week of suffering. He's literally the worst dog. And in this photo, he's ripped the pillow, and the feathers are everywhere. And then, I looked over. That's on me. And then back here, if the shot loads, this one's actually, so this is, I wanted to include like random like art supplies on the calendar, so that's why we have like this marker, like this red pen, an eraser, all that stuff. So there's a sharpener, but right under the sharpener, he's actually peeing on her little cushion that she's sitting on. I just wanted to get like little moments that like a wild puppy would do at like in the first month of living there. So it's supposed to be not like a full month later, but like 3 weeks later. Relatable, yeah. And then, not relatable, Koya. And then, let me pull up the candles. Now it's eating your mom's sunflower. Wonderful. Originally I didn't have all of these like rest in peace things around the candle, but my professor let me know that it might not be understood if people don't know my story, that the dog, like she lost her previous dog. So I added all of that, but the candle lighting is something that I really, really liked. So this candle simulation, the fire simulation, was actually done in Houdini. And then this effect of the ghost dog kind of getting summoned was all done in After Effects. And I wanted to like mix different VFX things because I wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. And a lot of this is self-taught. I just, tried things out, tried random effects, saw if I liked them, and I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, are those effects layered into the scene? Yes. Sort of. This one is not because they are rigged onto specific model points. It's complicated. Like, the effects that were in Unreal, I just literally attached it to the top of the candle, which is easy to do because it was basically a 3D object. But something that was done in After Effects just literally has to get put smack dab on top of the video, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. And it's just a lot easier to do VFX in 2D right on top of everything. That way I don't have to like sometimes VFX are such a pain. But I will say Houdini is a very interesting software, and I really, really liked learning it. It's very similar to Unreal because of the way that it's like coded. You have to use a node system, which is a visual system of creating your simulation, and versus like Maya. Maya does have some node systems, so if you want to make a material, the hypershade thing is all made in nodes, and then, but like Maya uses Python and PyMel. So like, if you know Python, you can create plugins for Maya. But if you want to do like Unreal Engine coding, you have to learn C++, which is not as fun. But Unreal also has blueprints, which is a really like beginner friendly thing. Day 7 of Python. Ow. I've heard great things about Python. It's definitely on my list to learn. I actually used it back in elementary school for a little bit, but like now I don't remember anything. C# is what I mostly know. But all of those are like object-oriented programming, so it's pretty easy to apply your knowledge to something else. C++ is awesome. Boo! Boo! C# is Unity. What do you want me to do, bro? Code in an autopilot in Python. Very cool. I remember you sent me a lot of other stuff that you were able to code in Python, so it's very fancy. But yeah, does anyone else have any more questions? Skill issue. This effect was actually created with using the pen tool in After Effects and like layering the Dodge College in front of it. This was like, it's called the Saber tool in After Effects, so it would create like a line of light, and then I would have to keyframe the light being like smaller and following it through it. It's very complicated. Imagine using C#. What do you mean, Jeff? What do you mean? What do you come here right now. Square it. Yeah, you could never. Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's Jeff the man. Okay. So this is my film. Let me see if there's anything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to bring up or talk about. You're lagging a lot. Yeah, I know. It's a little laggy because of me using Chrome. Boo. That's what I get for cheap Wi-Fi. It's a miracle I can even stream. Oh, the sandal. It's such a small little thing. But the sandal is supposed to be green and yellow like a Havaiana, which is a Brazilian flip-flop. It's such a minor detail. But I was like, it's going to be a Havaiana that he's chewing on. I don't know why. I just really wanted him to have that. And then this picture, if you weren't able to tell, is actually a drawing version of the final image here. You have a shoe, I didn't know you featured me. As you can see, so it's supposed to be like a drawing version of this one. Yeah, so like there's a lot of like small little details that and like love that went into this. And I don't know. Oh, and then like all my little Harmony videos here. This was actually the first video that we ever took of her, or I ever took of her, when we got her. I think we actually got her in April too. Maybe May. Oh my gosh, I don't remember when we got her. But I won't forget the first time I ever met Harmony. My mom was picking me up from school. It was a Wednesday. And it was May. Man, how does he remember and I don't? My mom was picking me up from school. And Harmony was in her little pink, like, crate. And, so the authorities okay, May. She was picking me up from school. And the pink crate was in between the seats. It was a minivan, and I walked in, I dropped my backpack, and I looked, and there she was, like, all tiny, and I was like, oh my god, I love you. It was awesome. She was so small, like so small, and this video was actually very funny. She I'm like there like, Harmony, say hi. I'm gonna show all my 3rd grade friends. Like, they're all gonna see you. And it was very funny. This video is when it snowed in February. She loved the Shrek toy. Yup, she did. From McDonald's. And then I love this video. I throw the sock, and she, like, yeets it to one side instead of, like, going to play with it. And then she barks here. This is actually my mom paddleboarding with her back in Washington. She did not like, well, she was okay with the water sometimes, but most of the time she didn't like it. She was terrified going on this. And then I asked my mom for videos of Coco from last year, and that's why we have these videos here of him. I like this one where he like runs into the little bag here. I like this one as well where he comes out of the little Costco box. I'm assuming it's a Costco box. I don't know. I thought they were very cute videos of Coco, and I really wanted to include them. I don't know. Cheapest toys we get them. Amazon boxes. Oh, even better. But yeah, so that's my film. I don't know. I'm like, it's been a wild ride. There were days. At one point, I don't think I left the house for 3 weeks. And when I say didn't leave the house, at least for 2 weeks, I didn't leave the actual house. And then for 1 week, I would go, like, take out the trash. And it was just rough. Like, I just didn't have time to do anything else. I'm like, I have to finish Thesis. There is nothing else I can do. And I, like, kind of shut myself off from everyone. I'm like, I have to do this. Like, I know it's a lot of work, but I have to get this done. And honestly, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have finished today. It was a don't get me wrong. It was horrible. I hated it. I wished I could have gone out. But ultimately, it was really good. And when I did take breaks, they were very healthy and very, like, good for me. So, yeah, like, it took so much work to put together. But I really like how it came out. I'm really proud of it. Yeah, I don't know. Water checkpoint. Y'all drink water, too. Last call for questions before I wrap it up. Thank you, Caitlin. Caitlin, what about you? Are you home yet? Maybe we're not home yet. What was your opinion? What are you thinking? What's my favorite scene? How am I supposed to recover from this? Water and stream. Stream of Elephantastic. If you have Amazon Prime, hit that subscribe button. It is free for you. It helps support a streamer like me. I tried. So awesome seeing the working process. Yeah, you saw everything. Jeff saw everything. Jeff would come in and I'm there like, oh, I got to get this stupid animation done. And then like her arm would like bend like this. And I'm like, what? What is happening? Yup. My favorite scene is probably this one. And I really like the sound cues too. I think that it really brought it together. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're called out actually. Thanks to my significant other. Oh, Caitlin's here too. My friends, my family. So that's my favorite shot, like my favorite scene. I really think the music brought it together there. I really like the here when she squints. And I like the blinking there as well. Yeah, honestly, like I actually originally had a composer we got a breakup going in the chat. I originally had a composer back at the beginning of last semester, and he actually saw the film in a very different direction than I did. And like I really wanted the music to be one of the strongest things about the film. So I was like, you know what, like I have to go with someone else. And I found Courtney literally last minute. She watched it. She immediately understood. She's like, it's about the girl's grief. Like, I need it to be hitting those notes. And then I absolutely love the ending as well with the little, like, I don't even know, like, twinkles is what I call them. Like, bringing back the same melody from the beginning. And then here with now. that was actually another thing I totally forgot to talk about. The credits actually had way more work than you think went into them. So those little notes, I really like them being tied up with the videos and the videos of the dogs, but also the little twinkling when the little spirit comes back. It does a little heart around the thank you for watching, which might have been something you might have missed at the first time. Yes, it was a heart shape. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go back a little further. And then for the end, when I have all of the words, I know I put so much thought into this. Every single detail is planned. My last thing that I really like, have to go now. I did real. Oh, thank you so much, Quayon. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. When the text all goes away, I also did that was too serious for me. Thank you. Bam. When the text goes away, I also wanted it to be like a candle blowing out effect. So you'll see the, like, here. Also a really small detail, but something that, like, you know, I really wanted to make sure I had, like, I put the thought into. Yeah, I don't know. Originally, so I had a different track for where this ghost dog was gonna go. The spirit here at the beginning was originally going to come here and stop and then continue and get out of the frame. But it was pretty difficult to do that. I was able to get it done, but then I guess I'll talk about this. My professor is like, hey, thanks for submitting. I know how much hard work went into this and the fact that you were alone. Which context, I think there's like 26, 27 films being made. I was one of the like 4 people who, honestly, 2 people who worked alone. And when I say worked alone, I mean animated everything alone. Because 2D people, they can at least have other people like color their film for them. And then they can give the people who color it credit. 3D, you cannot. I need people to animate. No one was willing to animate. So I had no help animating. So the only help I really had was the sound design and the music. So my professor comes up to me the day after I turn it in, and she's like, hey, so I know you worked really hard on this. You need to re-render it. And I was like, what? And mind you, I found out, I did the math, my entire thesis project, all of the files, took over 390 gigabytes on my computer. 390. Over 390. So... What's up?
It's really dark in here, so
oh, thank you.
I'll turn the light.
Ooh, some light. Wow, thank you. I was thinking about that too.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So she told me I had to re-render it. And she didn't mean just like re-rendering like a few shots. She meant the whole film. And I know, right? So I had to go back and I had to open every single Unreal scene, which, by the way, I had already deleted most of it because it took up so much room on my computer. I re-rendered everything. And some of the stuff disappeared. I don't know how. Throughout this project, so many things just randomly got deleted from my computer. Honestly, probably by mistake, but I don't understand how they got like fully deleted. I kind of just like, all right, like they're gone. Okay. So imagine those 390 files and I have to go through all over again. I know. So I have I had saved everything that I had deleted from Unreal to my external drive. And I had to go back, download everything, export everything, re-render everything, and it was such a pain. And she wanted it done in like 2 days. And I'm like, what do you mean? Thank God that I have done this animated movie. I've been working on this movie for a year. So now I know what I'm doing. So I was able to get it done in a few days. But it was such a pain re-rendering every single shot. And it was fine. Like, I had everything already ready on YouTube. Like, I had the premiere ready to go. And then she was like, yo, by the way, which ended up kind of sucking. But I was like, all right, I'll deal with it. So this is the re-rendered version. And ultimately, I think she made a good call, but I think it was rude of her to tell me the day after I submitted it when she could have told me 2 weeks before, because I had showed her the project 2 weeks before. But now everything is on my external hard drive. I have so much more free space. I can actually stream now. I can play games now. So, very fortunate and glad to have that. Yeah. Let me refresh this. I realize it's been a hot sec. So yeah, that is the film. Whew. Any more questions? I hope I answered all of them fairly well. Actually, I don't think anyone here has seen my reel, except for maybe Bia. I guess I can play my reel real quick while you guys, if you have any questions, you can let me know. It's a 1 minute, 30-second reel. So, and it also has good music, so I wouldn't complain. Let me make it full screen. That last bit at the end is the Unreal blueprints that I was talking about. So they have visual code, basically. So basically, people who don't know how to code can work in this, and they just create little notes. They construct a script with variables, macros, widgets, all that stuff. And then, I don't know, the events work. It's pretty cool. It's very, like, I want to say sort of beginner friendly. There's not a lot of documentation and everything. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did not include the rig for the ghost dog. I just didn't believe it was complicated enough to be included, if that makes sense. It's basically like I did the rig based off of like a snake because I wanted it to move more like flowy. And so that was something where I had to basically follow that rig, and it didn't look very complicated. Oh, I also used blend shapes. Blend shapes are basically, you can manipulate the model and the geometry and animate that. I know it sounds really horrible, but basically for the ghost dog, instead of having like the skin have to make like a face rig for it to blink, I just grabbed the little pupils because that's all it really was, little black ovals on her face for eyes, and then I had them like squish to blink, and that like solved a lot of problems and made it really easy. You're welcome, Coco. You're welcome. I hope you appreciate it. He better be grateful, I swear. Um, so yeah, I don't know. So that's my film. That's my reel. If you have any other questions, bestie, yes, who's my bestie? Um, so if you have any other questions, you can message me privately, and I can talk about that more. But if you have anything else, yeah, let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's my film. I'm like so proud. I'm so happy to be done. Like it is rough trying to go through all of that, so I'm really glad to be like done, you know? So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm proud of myself, obviously. I don't know. I didn't think I'd be able to get it done, honestly. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like so much work, and I'm like, like, please let it be over. And it's over. Yay. Would I come back to this project? Probably not. But I learned a lot, and I would be able to, like, make a new project with it. Hopefully something that doesn't last a year. Thank you. So I wanted to thank everyone so much for coming and watching. Thank you so much for your kind words. If you have any other questions, let me know. And yeah, I hope you all have an elephantastic night. If you're new here, I'm elephantastic. So I hope you have an elephantastic night. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.